Hi everyone, it's Shotzi for the Rough Cuts. I hope you've been having a great summer. Today I'm going to talk about another film that premiered at South by Southwest, and that is Richard Linklater's Boyhood. This is, it's one of the most amazing films I've ever seen. It was shot on 35mm film, so it actually is a film. And it's just phenomenal. This is by far his most personal project to date. He shot this over a course of 12 years, and it's just like the title says, it's a film about boyhood. It's starring, I can't even really say it's starring because it's such an incredibly, just personal film. So I'll just say it features. It features Ellar Coltrane, Patricia Arquette, Ethan Hawke, and Richard Linklater's daughter, Lorelei Linklater. Now, what this film is about, it's the character of Mason, played by Ellar Coltrane, and it's going through this character's life from age 6 to 18. So it actually does show the actor, Ellar, as he's aging from 6 years old up through when he's 18 years old, so first grade to the first day of college. And it's such an amazing thing to see because you see everyone in the film aging. Because he shot this over a period of 12 years, he would film once per year, and how they edited this together, it's almost seamless. Like, you can tell that everyone is aging a little bit, but because it's so incredibly subtle, it's difficult to see when or what was shot when. And the main way that you can see that is through the hairstyles. So Patricia Arquette's hair, as well as Ellar Coltrane's hair, and how it changes. So we start out with the character of Mason. He's in the first grade, and he's just really bright-eyed and excited. His Patricia Arquette's character, she's a single mother, and she's going through man trouble kind of throughout this entire film. She has, trouble with men. She got married when she was really young, and to Ethan Hawke's character, that didn't work out. He went off, and so they were just left to try to take care of themselves and be their own little unit. But she knows that it's important for them to have a father figure, so she's trying to balance this personal life along with making a better life for her children. And this is all seen through the eyes of Mason. So you start out with this really bright outlook of a 6-year-old, and then as you go through life, you start to see the different phases, first crush, having to move, having to deal with your mother's boyfriends, stepfathers. There's also abuse in there, and all kinds of life struggles. And if Patricia Arquette and Ethan Hawke weren't in this, you'd almost think it was a documentary of a family. It really is as if you're watching a real family. All of the troubles that they go through in life, how they stick together, how they grow apart, deal with problems. And it's really, really touching. Because a lot of the times you don't think about things as they're happening. But when you watch this, it's a long film. It's almost 3 hours long. But it's done in a really compelling way, even though there's no action or anything. It's all dialogue. It's all character development. Because you see them literally developing before your eyes. When going into this project, Richard Linklater said that he didn't have a complete script. It was just kind of, they would write as they would shoot. So they had an idea of what they were going to do, and then for that segment they would write a script, shoot the script, and then for every time they would shoot, there'd be 2 months of post-development. So editing on this altogether took about 2 years alone just to edit all of the footage. But he was saying how he actually had less footage for this film than he did in other films because it was almost like 12 shorts that were all edited together as opposed to one long feature where you do take after take after take. But I mean, the editing of this is just unbelievable, absolutely unbelievable. And the performances, I think this is one of Patricia Arquette's best performances. And compared to her older things, it isn't saying much, but she's been doing really well, having a lot of stronger roles that she can really sink her teeth into at this period in her life. And I think she has some of the best scenes in this, even though she isn't the main focus of the story. She's definitely a very important driving force in this story. Ellar Coltrane, I'm not sure if he's done any other work since he's been so committed to this for the last 12 years of his life, but it's interesting to see him because in person he looks just like the character Mason. And according to Richard Linklater, the way that he was developing in real life, that dictated a lot of how the character of Mason was going to be. So, like Ellar, he has a lot of piercings, and so the character of Mason also gets a lot of piercings throughout his life. And it's just really, really interesting to see how you develop from this young, this bright-eyed boy into this, what most would consider to be a very alternative young man. And it's just a really beautiful story, even though there's some parts that are really difficult to watch because it is shot in such an incredibly intimate way. This is opening for wide release, and right now in Austin it's playing at the Alamo Drafthouse. It's an amazing movie. I really think everyone should see it. It's so well done, and you can tell that it really was a true labor of love for everyone involved because a 12-year commitment to a single project is a lot. It's a whole lot, especially for an actor where in the beginning you don't know where this is going to go. You just kind of trust in the director. And in this case, no one wanted to touch it. Only IFC helped him from the beginning, and they happen to still be around, so they're distributing it. So it was lucky all around. But definitely give this one a go, Boyhood. And you kind of get a taste of Texas life in this, because there are some parts in it, like there's one part in this where in school he's doing the Pledge of Allegiance to Texas. So when I was little, I only remember ever doing this once. You pledge allegiance to the American flag, then you pledge allegiance to the Texas flag. I remember learning the pledge, but it wasn't a regular thing by any means. So this kind of gives you the impression that it's something that's done all the time. I don't think it is. Unless they changed something recently. They may have. I don't know, but it's not a regular thing. And there's like a country moment in this where you've got like the kind of step grandparents giving him his first shotgun for his birthday. That does kind of happen. That happens. It is the country. It is Texas. Almost everyone I know has a gun. So that does kind of happen. So a lot of Europeans may find that a little bit odd, but it's a little taste of life around here. Definitely go see this, Boyhood. It is worth your time. It's so beautifully done. It really is a great film. I will see you guys next time. Until then, goodbye.